All right, everybody. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to all you guys. I know it's been a couple days since we posted. We're back. Man City have played today. And they have not won again. So this situation is getting worse and worse. And the funniest part is watching this game today. To be fair, I don't think they've played horrible. And they get 1 point. They get 1 point against Everton, who right now is actually top 5, I think, in Europe for overall defensive statistics and all that stuff. Look, it's not good. It's not good at all. And we keep saying this on this channel that we may have to start to adjust our mentality, our understanding of what Manchester City actually are. We may be holding them to a certain standard. What I will say is that, yes, obviously you could say Rodri is the important one. You could point to a lot of situations, I think a lot of this beginning part of the season, obviously Haaland was producing at incredible levels for them. Where has he gone since then? Well, my feeling is that, up until today and recently, it's a little dependent on the service, but I think even the form of Man City has gotten to him. I mean, the penalty he had today was terrible. And it's just, you see the look on his face after he gets the rebound on the penalty and it's offside because he just knows, man, it's not easy. It's not going well. Look, this is the last 13 matches for Manchester City now. All right. This is how they're looking in the last 13 matches, right? And as we said, this was going to be an important time after the Liverpool. Can they rebound? We knew this was going to be a tough time, right? But today, right, and I know Everton are a tough team to beat. I know a lot of teams in the last couple of weeks have struggled against them. This was an opportunity for Man City to start bouncing back because you've got this stretch now, the next 4 matches that, to me, now today, you've already just dropped one. You need to go and win the next 3 games. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's not looking good for this team at all. And the question now is, it's not becoming, when is this team going to play better? When is this team going to rebound? Is this team going to contend? This team is not contending for the Premier League, all right? If you listen to any single person on this planet telling you that this team has a chance to win the Premier League, you are wrong. All right, I picked Man City before the season. They are not winning the Premier League. So get that past your head. All right, it's not going to happen. I don't care. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to entertain that anymore. The question is, how far is this team going to fall? Okay, in the table, how bad is this going to be? I mean, we've seen some losses like them losing to United. United are having a shocking season. A lot of the losses here we see, yeah, on paper, Liverpool are better this season, right? The one result here that's actually standing out to me is that the win they had, you look at their overall, schedule here, the win they had was actually against a team that's playing incredible this year. I would have expected them to, as good as Everton have been or Palace have been, I've expected them to win those games. They're really struggling to win. And my worry, I made a video before this whole downfall even started happening, before this whole streak. And I basically said that, look, I'm not impressed with Man City. The Man City we know is the team that's blowing teams out. The beginning of the season, if you look through their results, most of their wins were 1 goal, 2 goal. Not what we usually see from Man City. So, look, you can say what you want about injuries. The reality is that you have to deal with the now, and the now is that Man City fans are booing their team off. All right, they're literally getting booed. I mean, for all the memes and everything that people say there's no City fans. All right, these guys are getting booed. All right, soon, if they keep losing, they're going to struggle to sell tickets. I mean, they're going to sell tickets because people are going to want to go watch the downfall. People are going to want to be there to see their first win in a while, the fans. But it's getting bad, man, all right? They're losing their aura. And we look at the game, this one for them in the recent ones, more of a domination for them, on the ball. Statistically, I watched the game a bit from my bed. It was early. I was watching it from my bed, though. Everton, this is kind of how they do it this season. What are Everton up to, by the way, in the table now? 15th. They've had 3 draws in a row. They've been doing pretty good defensively against these, more attacking powerhouses. But, I mean, look at this, right? Look at this. And Arsenal's playing today. Arsenal got the chance now to go ahead in this pack. They're already there. But, City are now starting to distance themselves from the top. Anything can change. But, man, you look at a Man City 18 games in, 38-4-26 against. I mean, it's time to let it go, right? And to understand that this team is not what it used to be. All right? Every era, every, domination, whatever, it comes to an end at some point. I think we're seeing it. I don't think this is the same team. At all. There's so many parts that we point to week in and week out. So where does it go from here? If you're a Man City fan, what happens here? You're having the worst form you've had, in whatever you can remember. All right, you're going away to Leicester, a team that, this season, I think Leicester's never an easy team, but 37 goals against, 2 losses in a row. I think they have Liverpool today. Where do you go from here? There's other situations where, this team's below City of Spurs, Brentford, really solid, like just any week can give a good game team. Not Spurs, Brighton and Brentford. Both of these teams have a game in hand. If Brentford wins, Brighton wins, they're going to be tied with City. If Brentford wins, they're going to be 2 points behind City. So I'm getting really worried. And we're setting up, I'm going to explain this to you guys, right? So Leicester, West Ham, for me, if those 2 games aren't won, we could literally see a City finish like 8 to 10 this year. I'm serious. I'm not going to be sitting here and tell you they're going to get 15th. They're not going to get 15th. All right, they'll put some wins together at some point. But I seriously think that if they don't pick it up soon, it's going to get really ugly. And it's going to be like a 7 to 10, which nobody saw coming. But, this game, these 2 games are so important. They need to win these games, right? If they drop points at one of these games, it's so disappointing. Even if they win 1, I think I said they had to win. I said they literally have to win 2 out of 3 of these. So I think they need to win both of them now. This was the stretch that they're supposed to be building up some confidence, because I'm going to tell you this January 14th game against Brentford has now turned into like a World Cup final. I'm telling you right now, because Brentford are going to be looking at that game, saying, hey, we got an opportunity here, right? They're going to play Brighton. They got a game in hand, and they're going to be looking at that game saying that is going to be everything to that club. They're at home as well. Then City's going to get a little gift of Ipswich away. Hopefully they can take care of that. But the funny part is, the Leicester and the Ipswich, right? Those games being away, I don't think any game in the Premier League is easy, especially if you're not playing well. So the fact that those are away and not home, I don't know. I feel like that makes it even tougher. All right, then they're going to go. This is what we keep talking about on this channel, all right? Now, they've got 5 games. I think this Brentford game is not going to be a good game. I think they're going to have trouble getting points. They've now got these must-win matches because they're going to hit the most incredible, toughest schedule run I have seen in a really long time. So it's very important. It's very important. They're not going to see an easy part of the schedule, to me, until April. That's when they'll see Everton. They'll see Wolves, Southampton. The Prem is just so crazy this year, though, as well, because, this is going to be at the end of the season, right? So we're 18 games in. We look at this full page of, 10, 12 games. I mean, a lot of the opponents, a lot of the teams they're playing were the easier ones already. So I'm saying this is going to be really tough. Spurs away, Forest away, United away, Liverpool at home, Arsenal away, Newcastle, who I'll tell you right now, Newcastle is on fire, bro. I just watched them against Villa. I know there's a red card. They are on fire. They're moving up. I mean, it's just I'm really just feeling bad now about this team. We've done videos over the weeks. We've been sitting here saying, give it some time, man. They might bounce back. They got to win these couple games. I don't know, man. It's looking really bad. I think they're going to probably end up finishing at this rate, 7th, 8th, something like that if this continues, right? Because when I look at that schedule, I say if I were to look at current form and where they're at, right? 28 points. You got 20 games remaining, right? Newcastle are playing better football. I don't think they'll beat an Arsenal right now. Forest are just on fire. They'll give you a tough game any week. Chelsea today, I mean, what is there to say about Chelsea? Obviously, this is insane. But this is my point about Fulham too, man. Fulham is a team this season that's given everybody a tough game. These mid-table teams are giving people tougher games than any other season. And that's where I'm like, dude, with how City are playing right now, I think anything is possible. I think anything is on the cards. I think we're going to see one of the craziest races this season in the Prem for 5th to 11. I think that race this season is going to be unreal. The 5th to 11th. And I know it doesn't really mean much, but, just in terms of where everyone's finishing, I feel pretty confident that Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal will finish in the top 3. I mean, today, obviously, for Chelsea is so disappointing, but I feel pretty confident about that. Who's going to be that 4th spot? I don't know. I do not think it's going to be Man City. I gave it a chance a couple weeks ago, but just seeing this week in and week out now, I think it's starting to be a trend that we got to adapt to and just be like, hey, it's not happening anymore, right? So, all right, guys, thanks for watching the video today. I appreciate you guys, man. And we'll be seeing you guys in the next video. All right, boys, have a good one.